Hi guys, so we have our Pilates class today and a really good opportunity here to refine your practice, or maybe you're quite new to Pilates and so we'll slow it down a little bit. We're going back to some classics and some basics and just really taking our time to set up and do things correctly. So when you're ready, come and lie down please. You're nicely on to your back and just have your soles of the feet naturally to the floor. So don't walk them in too close or too far. And it kind of just usually goes into the spot where it tends to go on kind of one side. From here on out, we'll slowly just take our hands to our belly. And fingers go towards the pubic bone, thumbs go towards our navel. And from here on out, I want you to almost imagine this being a boat that is rocking. So we're bringing the pubic bone down, and therefore we lift the lower back off of the floor, and the thumbs lift. And then we bring the navel into the floor. That means the lower back is starting to hug and glue into the mat, and the fingers lift up. So with that, really kind of find that lower back to lift and to lower. And this is what we always talk about when we say an imprinted spine versus a neutral spine. So when our spine is in absolute resting mode, there's a little bit of rest, or a little bit of space, I should say, between the lower back and the floor. And an imprinted spine is where we really hug the navel into the spine and the spine into the mat. So let's rock a few more times. A really nice little massage for the lower back where it can get so tight as well. One more. And then come back to your neutral spine here. Arms rest right beside you. And we'll take a few bridges here. So the soles of the feet are into the floor, not too close like we would do for yoga. And then arms are resting beside you, shoulders shimmy down. We'll take a rippling off the floor. We literally articulate the spine. So as we go nice and slowly, can you start by lifting your tailbone? And then a little bone above and above, lower back, middle back, upper back. As we come to our highest point, inhale, stay. And just as slowly, can you touch each and every vertebrae? Step on knee, slowly, as you roll down. 3 more like that. Tailbone is the first. Every single bit comes after, separately, individually. Highest point, you take a big breath in. And you exhale again, ripples feet up. Feel the glutes work hard because we're moving slowly. Last round. And inhale right at the top. And then exhale to slowly come down. Very nice. Good. From here on out, we'll hug that lower back into the mat. So we have an imprinted spine. And that way we can bring those legs safely off the floor. Feel the belly hardening up as your lower back is touching down into the mat here. And then we'll take some toe taps here, some individual toe taps. Coming to bring one leg forward. Now the further you move away from you, the harder it gets. So if you're reaching towards the back of the mat, that's a little harder. And if you're reaching kind of more towards the glutes, then that's a little easier. And sometimes it's just better to take easier, especially for those of you guys that are postpartum or have any back issues. I want you to focus really on squeezing that lower back into the mat. The moment the lower back lifts off the mat, you've gone too far, and that's not good, because then we're working our back, and the back is not going to love that. Knees stay over your hips, so don't draw them into the belly. Alone staying here with the knees over your hips and the lower back into the floor should be a lot of work. Yeah, so if you're really kind of fresh postpartum, that might be where you start. Well, fresh 6 weeks, right? Whenever you got your go ahead from your midwife. Slowly, just a few more here. Squeeze that lower back down. Breathe, breathe, breathe. One more on each side. And then step those both feet down to the floor again. Right leg extends all the way forward and arms rest right beside you. Good. Slowly, the right leg comes in and drags in. You take it up to the sky into a single leg bridge. and then wheel it forward as we lower the hips down. So we're cycling and taking a single bridge. So inhale, right knee comes into bend as you lift your hips high. Right leg lifts up and slowly lower it down. 3 more, so we've done 5 in total. Bend and lift and lower down. 2 more, bend and lift. Hips in line, lower down. Try it. Obliques working too. Inhale, bend and lift. And lower down. Good. Right foot down to the floor. Left leg straightens forward. Good. Have a good grounding through the right sole of the foot. When you're ready, left knee bends in and you lift up through the hips. Leg all the way up and lower it down. Bend and lift. And lower. Really extend those left toes up to the ceiling and then forward and down. 3 more. With Pilates, we always take the exhale where the hardest bit of work lies. So inhale, lift. Exhale. Your last round already. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Hug those 2 knees into your chest. Take a big breath in. Take a breath out. Let's work those lower arms. Let's bring the hands underneath your head as a little pillow. And they can be on your belly as well, especially if you want to feel that hardening and make sure that's all working. Legs are nice and straight, or as straight as you can get them. Mornings are always a little different than evenings, aren't they? Lift, home lift. Your lower back stays into the floor. Just your tailbone lifts. Up, down, up, down. Think about going straight up to the hips rather than kind of swaying up to your face. So go up and down, little tiny pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Give yourself a little hug. And then just lift your right leg up to the ceiling. Your left leg comes forward. Can you lift your left leg off the floor to hover and climb yourself nice and high, holding your right calf. And you take a double exhale. Lower back is imprinted, switch the legs. Squeeze the lower back into the floor, nice long legs. And slowly switch. See if you can lift higher off the shoulders, scapula. Keep the legs super straight, hop, hop. Lower back is still squeezing into the floor. I hope squeeze the belly down. Last 3 rounds. Last 2 rounds. Got that stretch and strength to come together. And last round. Good. Let's take a hugging of the knees into your chest and then roll onto your left side. I hope that's the way that you come to face me as well, otherwise face me. So let your head rest into your hands and bend your knees. And then we usually just kind of crash down. So your waistline is probably just kind of crashing into the floor. Grab your top hip and pull it away from you. So now there should be a little gap here. You should be able to slide your fingers right underneath your waistline. This is where you want to keep that hip, so keep your hand there for today. And then from there now, lift your feet off the floor, heels together, toes out wide, and start to take your climb up and down with the right knee. Now every now and again, just check that you can still slide those fingers underneath your waistline. So push that top hip away from you. And then keep taking your up and down, lift through the knee, breathe. Push that hip away. Join through the lower arms. And you can check if alignment is right by not rocking forward and backwards. So you only lift the knee as high as you can without that hip moving backwards. And also your knees will touch precisely on top of each other every time they come together. So not forward or backwards from each other. And then again, every now and again, give that hip a little push because your waistline is lazy and it wants to just fall to the floor. Let's do about 15 more. And so you definitely, when you do it right as well, you feel a lot. Can you flex those toes a little bit more? Just to get, again, a little bit more glute activation immediately. And this is such a good one to activate the glutes, which we all need to avoid back pain, knee pain. It usually comes from not working our glutes and then sitting too much or running too much without using the right muscles. Let's do 5 more. And 4, 3, last 2, last 1. We'll give the glutes a little rest here, and that bottom arm comes to hug you. So around the waistline, you come to lie down onto that shoulder. I like straightening my top leg, but that's up to you. You can keep it bent. Top hand comes down, kind of in front of the shoulder and the chest right there. We'll take some single arm push-ups. Pushing off the floor and slowly come all the way down. See how high you can lift yourself off the floor. If this is your right hand, and your right hand, that is usually a little bit easier. But yeah, sometimes you might not be able to get off the floor, all the way off the floor, and that's fine, okay? Let's do 5 more of our best ones. And 4 more. 3 more. 2 more, and then we can get back into the glute. Last one. Good. You stay either on the floor or you come back to let your head rest into your hands, your choice. Top leg stays straight there, really drawing through the belly. Good. We go and point the toes now and lift the leg up and down. Nice and pointed, so we get the hamstring involved as well. Up and down. If you're cramping for any reason, please flex your toes instead, okay? So that is absolutely fine. 10 more, up and down, work those lower obliques as well. 9, 8, 7, 6, and that's Pilates, right, where you really start to feel that burn. 4, no need to rush. 3, last 2, last 1. Come halfway down, bring your leg forward, so I'm almost about to touch it, and then bring your big toe down to the floor. So if I'm bringing my big toe down, it's literally just my big toe touching, and then the heel comes up. So it's down forward, kind of in front of my left knee, as I'm bringing this up and down for 10. And 9, work that back end of the glutes, and 8, this should scream at you. 7, heel up, big toe down, 6, straight leg, and 5, and 4, lift it a little higher, it's only 3 more, and 2, and 1. Excellent, give that a little clap, and then come into a downward facing dog. Just to stretch out that glute, give yourself some happiness here. Big breath in, and a big breath out. Good, lower those knees down to the floor and take your hands nice and wide to the edges of the mat. Good, now walk your knees back if you can, otherwise feel free to stay in tabletop. We'll take some wide arm push-ups here. Let's do 10 in total. For 10, 9, use that exhale to push yourself back up. 6 more, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one all the way down, and come to lie down. Okay, arms rest right beside you, and then keep your feet down to the floor, keep your face kind of looking down, but lift your upper body, so back muscles are working now. Lift the arms, and then start to spiral the hands from the ceiling to the floor. Make sure the rotation is happening from your shoulders. So have a think about the inside of the elbows, going all the way from the ceiling to the floor. So the elbows rotate as well. Now, jazz up those fingers, flex the fingers, and then go double pace as fast as you can. And keep looking down to the floor. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly reach those arms forward, rest down. And then inhale, lift everything off the floor. Your arms, your legs, and slowly come down. 9 more. Lift, inhale. Exhale, slowly come down, no crashing. 8, 7, 6, last 5, 4, biceps and ears in line, keep looking at the floor, last 3, last 2, last 1, take a breath, take a moment, big breath in, big breath out. One more time, bring those arms all the way forward, head down, everything off the floor, big breath in, and go swim for 10, arms and legs move, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, longer, 4, higher, 3, faster, 2, and 1. Take a moment, sway your legs from side to side. Big breath in, big breath out. Back to our downward facing dog. Curl the toes, hands to the mat. Push up and back. Big breath in, big breath out. Walk your hands, walk your feet forward. So you can come and sit down. Take your hands right behind you, feet down to the floor. Your bottom can stay onto the floor if you're quite new or have any shoulder issues. Otherwise, lift your bottom off the floor as we take our tricep dips. Bend, straighten. Let's do 10 more, nice and big. Think about long neck. Don't crash into the shoulders. Elbows come right behind you. We have 5 more. And 4, 3, 2, 1. 10 little pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Sit down, straight legs, reach arms forward. Inhale. And then round down, just like we did with our bridges. Can you articulate the spine? So 1 vertebra at a time. Arms reach all the way overhead. Come all the way back up. Articulate the spine, do not use momentum. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sit up tall. And round. Arms overhead, inhale. Forward, exhale, come up. Inhale. And inhale. Roll down. Last round. Exhale, curl back up. Inhale. And fold. Exhale, roll back down. Stay down. Good. Come to lie onto your side, which is probably your right side now. So the other side of what we've already done. Your head is resting onto your hands, your knees are bent. And again, push with your left hand that hip away. Have a look, have a feel that there is space. You can slide your hand between the waistline and the mat here. The knees are touching precisely. Lift your feet, flex your toes, and then take your clamp. Open and close. Good. Draw in through the belly. Only lift as high as you can without having to move the hips back and forth. So keep it still, isolate. Want to use muscles rather than hip flexibility. If anything, we are working with the range of hip flexibility that we have. Can you flex the toes more, jazz up those toes, push that hip away from you. There's still that little space in between the waistline and your mat. Push that hip away. Check again that it's precise. Every time the knees come together, they precisely come together. And then can you use those lower abdomen as well to really kind of find that movement, be still through the hips, and to support those glutes working so hard. In through the nose, out through the mouth. You have about 15 more. And again, push that hip away. Notice how much more you feel. Let's do 10 more. After this, you get that little break, right? With those single arm push-ups so the glutes can have a little breather. 5 more. 4, so don't give up here. 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Right hand, give yourself a hug around the waistline. Top leg, ice weight mat. Left hand down to the floor. There we go. It's right in line with your chest. Push yourself up without pushing into the right elbow, right? So the hand is just resting around the waistline. 9 more. And 8. Take your time. 7. 6. 5. Try and find full extension to flexion. Only 3 more. Only 2 more. Last 1. And then come to lie back down. Maybe your head is back into your hands. Maybe you chose not to. And that top leg is still straight. Push that hip away. Still have that nice little space. There we go. Up and down. Nice straight leg. Go as high as you can to as low as you can. 10. 9. 8. Go in line with your body. 7. Like you are a pencil. And 6. 5. 4. Go a little higher. 3. Last 2. Last 1. Halfway down, bring it forward. Now flex your toes. Toe to the floor, heel up to the ceiling. You're kind of in front of your right knee, up and down. We take 10 here more. 9. 8, just your big toe touching every time. 7 and 6, lift it higher. You can. 5 and 4. I know it hurts for me too. 3 and 2 and 1. Good. Give yourself a nice little cuddle. So we hug the knees into the chest for this second round. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. And we'll find an imprinted spine again, guys. So lower back, hug it into the floor, belly down. Legs come back into a tabletop. Squeeze the belly down. This time we come up into an ab curl. So maybe interlace the fingers to support your neck. Single toe taps again with your ab curl. So we stay up, tap, and tap. And if you're feeling it, really feeling it today, double. Yeah. Squeeze that lower back into the floor. Do not let that lift. 10 more. So 5 on each, or 10 together. 8. You can flex again if you feel like you're cramping or that works better for you. Good. You can alternate as well. Last 5. Last 4. Lower back down. 3. Last 2. Last 1. Good. Slowly let yourself rest down again. Big breath in. And a big breath out. Good. Does it get more classic than taking hundreds? If you've never done a Pilates class, then maybe you don't know it, but otherwise I'm sure you've done it over and over. We'll take 3 different variations. So we'll start with our legs into tabletop, imprinted spine. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, let's lift up straight away, and let's pump those hands. So I have 10 seconds here. Normally we do 100, so I'm being very nice. Lift those shoulders a little higher, squeeze that lower back into the floor. Last 3. Last 2, and then legs come up to the ceiling. Squeeze that lower back down. 10. And 9. Good. 8, see if you can lift higher. And 7. Reach the shoulders away. And 4. And 3. If your neck is hurting, 2, just support your head and keep switching hands. Legs forward, 10 more to go. And 9, belly in. 8, belly down. 6, 5, lower back is imprinted. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Give yourself a little cuddle for that big breath in. And a good breath out. Really nice. Let's do a little bit of oblique work. Setting the feet to the floor. Just to let that lower back relax here. Interlace the fingers right behind you. We come up, inhale, take a twist to the right side. Exhale. Come back to the center and to the other side. This is option number one. And you can absolutely stay with this one. Option number two is where you hug your opposite knee in as you curl up and in and in. 9, 8, 7, 6, finishing with some pulses, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come to your right and pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. To the left. 10. Pulse both the leg and the upper body. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And again, a nice little cuddle. Big breath in here. And a big breath out. Good. We're coming towards the end here. So straighten those legs all the way forward. Reach the hands up to the ceiling. Inhale. And then slow as you can roll up to a seat where we find some stretches. Bring those hands right behind you. And then bring the right ankle on top of the left thigh for your seated figure 4. You might stay here. Really aim to get the chest up. Maybe you can walk yourself a little bit further forward with the hips towards the left heel. Stay long through the spine. Then only you feel the hip stretch. Kind of mentally push that knee away from you, that right knee. 3, right up. Sit as tall as you can sit. One more. Good. Slowly you walk your hands back. Slide the left leg all the way forward. And then the right sole of the foot into the left thigh. Good. Right hand comes down to the floor, and then push into the right shin, left foot, hips thrust up. Take a nice little back bend. Reach all the way over, so you're on the right shin, the left foot, and the hips are up. One more big breath in. And then slowly you come down. Set both feet down to the floor. Left ankle, top of right thigh. Take your time here to assess for this side. See if you can lift higher through the chest and the spine. And then maybe walk the hip closer to the heel. Push that left knee away from you, flex those toes to protect the spine, and then crush into the shoulders. 3, breath. So important to stretch, guys. This is where we get those longer, leaner muscles, together with obviously the actual work that we do in Pilates. One more big breath in and out. And then slide back, give yourself space. Right leg slides forward and out to the side. Left sole of the foot into the inner thigh. Left hand stays behind you. Let's lift on up. Push and lift on up. 2 breaths here as we open through the side, into the front body, through the hips. One more big breath. And then exhale, slowly come down. Cross the legs here. Inhale, reach your arms up. Twist to the right side, hand on knee, hand behind you, length the knees back, and exhale, use your nose. Stay for an extra breath in, and out. Inhale for forward. Twist to the left side, right hand to knee, left hand behind you, inhale. Exhale. Stay for an extra round of inhale. Slowly we come all the way forward. We bring the soles of the feet together. Grab the feet. Inhale. Take a little bow into yourself as you fold into the hip opening. One more breath in. One more breath out. Good. As you come to sit up, take a big shoulder roll down and back. Shake it all out. You are done now. Well done. Come and find more here. And I hope to see you soon. Bye.